Hi everyone, my name is Anaid with Alyssa and Evelyn, and we did Escobedo versus Illinois. So these are our citations, Escobedo versus Illinois, and yes, that's it.
The facts of the case. On January 19th, 1960, Danny Escobedo was detained without a warrant for allegedly murdering his brother-in-law. During police questioning, Escobedo repeatedly asked to see his attorney, however, police denied his requests. After 14 hours of interrogation, Escobedo confessed to committing the homicide. Escobedo's lawyers subsequently brought the case to the United States Supreme Court, claiming that his Sixth Amendment right to counsel was violated. The petitioner was Danny Escobedo, and the respondent was the state of Illinois. The Illinois Supreme Court initially ruled that Escobedo's confession was admissible even though he was denied the right to an attorney prior. The constitutional question and issue is, was Escobedo denied his Sixth Amendment right, which includes the right to speak to an attorney while in custody?
The decision of the court in relation to the Sixth Amendment from a 5-4 decision made by Goldberg, they stated that the defendant has the right to a lawyer when requested. Justice Goldberg delivered the court's majority decision and was joined by Justices Warren, Black, Douglas, and Brennan. Justice White and with Justices Stewart and Clark dissented. Justice Stewart dissented and Justice Harlan dissented. Martin Rene Fraser was arrested and sentenced to the second-degree murder. However, he presented a written statement admitting the crime, which violated the Escobedo versus Illinois. In other words, if it would have be written a written statement without someone's consent. Wilson Messiah was charged with narcotics charges but was released on bail. However, he had a private conversation with one of the defendants without counsel. He was moved to a government informer which made him install a radio transmitter under his car seat. An agent listed to be conversation through the transmission. However, the co-defendant never testified.
Escobar was denied access to his lawyer during this trial. Just when it was most needed, according to his lawyer, he couldn't be in the same room as Escobar until we, the police, were through with interrogating. As stated in his judgment, Mr. Justice Goldberg's Sixth Amendment infringement was made obligatory upon the states by the 14th Amendment. Escobedo versus Illinois is where we got this. The court reminded them using Gaiden versus Wainwright that state courts were required by the Constitution to assign attorneys to defendants who were unable to pay for their own legal representation.
These are some quotes delivered by Justice Goldberg when delivering the majority opinion from the court. Justice Goldberg noted that notwithstanding repeated requests by each petitioner and his retained lawyer were afforded no opportunity to consult during the course of the entire interrogation. At one point, as previously noted, petitioner and his attorney came into each other's view for a few moments, but the attorney was quickly ushered away. In this statement, the court acknowledges the unconstitutional actions of the whole situation, pointing out that the denied repeated request should be a cause for concern. Petitioner testified during the course of the interrogation. He repeatedly asked to speak to his lawyer and that the police said that his lawyer didn't want to see him. The testimony of the police officers confirmed these accounts in substantial detail. This statement describes the dishonesty of officers as Escobedo's attorney asked to see him multiple times, but he was denied, demonstrating the questionable actions of the police. Mr. Cooper, an experienced lawyer who was assigned to the Homicide Division to take statements from some defendants and some prisoners that they had in custody, took petitioner's statement by asking carefully framed questions apparently designed to assure the admissibility into evidence of the resulting answers. Mr. Cooper testified that he did not advise petitioner of his constitutional rights, and it is undisputed that no one during the course of the interrogation so advised him. This demonstrates that even the way the confession was obtained from Escobedo was manipulated to get Escobedo to confess, even though he was not allowed to speak to his attorney. Additionally, he was not informed of his rights throughout the entire interrogation process and was pushed to talk for several hours without being informed of his right to remain silent. Petitioner had become the accused, and the purpose of the interrogation was to get him to confess his guilt despite his constitutional right not to do so. The court ruled the way it did because there was a glaring problem with how the interrogation of Escobedo was handled and a clear violation of the Sixth Amendment, evidenced by many of the facts of the case discussed.
These are our references. Thank you for watching.